This has been the longest bear cycle in the history of crypto. However, big companies are still making moves in the space.
There's a halving event to come, probably in the spring of next year. What impact will that have?
Well, I think it's possible that we get like 100,000 or more even before the halving.
This survey from Citi shows heavy corporate interest in crypto. 74% of institutions are engaged in digital assets or DLT. This is up from 47% just last year. Another huge statistic, 27% of institutions see central bank issued digital money being available in just 3 years. That's 10% higher than last year. For live applications, far more institutions are in production with digital assets as opposed to DLTs or tokens. However, when it comes to financial organizations, they are more inclined to use a DLT or a token over a digital asset. This means we have big organizations like the Hyperledger Foundation focusing on DLT, while institutions such as FIS or MasterCard focus on digital assets.
Look what we got here. MasterCard's launching distributed ledger network. Really, it's tokenizing. See, check this out. I'm showing you guys. They keep tokenizing stuff. That's how we get rich. They're tokenizing bank deposits.
This has been the longest bear market in recorded history for crypto. Some might find that depressing, but looking at this gave me hope. The market is only going to be down so much longer. If you've made it this far, you're the real MVP. Another reason for the hopium is the Bitcoin halving.
There's a halving event to come, probably in the spring of next year. What impact will that have?
Well, I mean, it's something that there's some debate about whether it's priced in the market. You know, some people will say, oh, it's priced in, but I think because of the generally high volatility, rather other than the last month, it's quite hard to price in. And it also punctuates the 4-year halving cycles or economic cycle of Bitcoin. And historically, Bitcoin's done well. You know, within 6 or 9 months after the halving, there's been a sort of price appreciation part of the cycle. Now, this time,
so what do you think is possible?
Well, I think it's possible that we get to, you know, a new all-time high, like 100,000 or more, even before the halving, simply for the reason that the last few years have been kind of a depressed market in general and in the crypto market through, you know, a number of bankruptcies and DeFi failures.
Tether CTO Paulo Ardoño recently revealed Tether Energy, a new Bitcoin mining facility found and operated by Tether. According to Ardoño, the Bitcoin mining sites are being finalized and will be ready in the coming months. The exact location hasn't been shared, but some speculate Uruguay as a possible spot based on this announcement from May. Tether Energy wants to use renewable energy to mine Bitcoin, choosing to partner with solid local connections, providing capital and infrastructure. I'm still waiting to see if Energy Web Token will be involved. If anything breaks, I'll let you know. Big money knows what happens to Bitcoin during the halving. It looks to me like they're all getting in position.
I mean, just on that mining narrative and the facilities they're in, do you see a continued bottleneck in terms of the infrastructure in mining? Where are we in that cycle?
Yeah, I mean, actually, that's the subject of a upcoming financial product from Blockstream. But basically, going back a couple of years, there was a shortage of miners going into the Bitcoin bull market because the price appreciated, mining profitability appreciated, and the manufacturers couldn't produce them fast enough. At this stage in the cycle, there's actually a surplus of miners and a shortage of ready-to-use hosting infrastructure. And you have to bear in mind, a lot of the Bitcoin ecosystem is underfunded, undercapitalized. So people are using leverage, which tends to exacerbate volatility as well.
On the other side of the Bitcoin, a document has surfaced from the UK Parliament that should quiet any doubts you have about XDC. This document was written on January 20th of this year. Listed under evidence, proposes a decentralized architecture where a blockchain network is used. The solution would be MNTR compliant, model law for electronic transferable records, which is the industry standard for trade finance. The solution will be developed on XDC. The most interesting piece is this right here: help required from the regulators. passed the Electronic Trades Documents Bill. Remember, this was written in January of this year. All they needed was for the bill to be made law. Well, exactly 7 months later, the bill has become law, and in September, it will be officially recognized globally. There are already 2 applications ready to go. One is open as citation. This is in collaboration with Trade Trust IO, which the XDC network is a part of. This shows me that the UK knows well what the XDC network offers and is ready to use it as soon as possible. Remember, XDC just launched the new trade network platform for digital documents. Smart Money has been holding on to XDC since the announcement with SBI. That is why we've stayed above that 5-cent range.
But actually for the corporates, for the banks, any change is a risk. So MNTR is basically a way to help. So it was created by the UN, it is a legal framework that helps the jurisdictions, different countries, align their law or change their law to recognize the validity of electronic documents in the same way as the paper documents for negotiable instruments. So changing the law is an important step, not only for those who really want to adopt the new technologies. And on the DNI initiative, we have more and more early adopters of DNI technologies and instruments. I will come back on that later. But it's a key for those who hesitate to make the move. It's a key reassurance, because if they know they can get a legal opinion on the fact that this new common law solution that will be released in a few weeks in the UK is legally enforceable, they get a legal opinion on this, they can show that to their corporate clients. So it's a reassurance that the risk to move from paper to electronic is very limited. Of course, there is a need to adapt, but of course the banks and the corporates have already used electronic tools for payments, cash management, treasury, liquidity management, FX since years. We're talking really here about using additional technologies and a new legal framework for specific instruments. So the MNTR is a key catalyst to reassure the market. What we need then are platforms like Bayana to equip the corporates, because once the corporates are able to issue prom notes, bills of exchange, to process electronic bills of lading, to consume those at least, and engage with banks, the banks will be happy to finance, engage on more transactions. The most important is that the corporates get the legal reassurance and the technology to basically issue those instruments, those transactions.
With that being said, if you found value, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all things crypto. As always, I'm Wade Teamer. See ya in the next one.